Tommy John surgery is named after a former Major League Baseball pitcher who was the first to undergo it. The injury is most common in athletes who frequently utilize an overhead throwing motion. This leads to a high risk for baseball players and especially pitchers. The injury itself is caused by a strain on the UCL, a small tendon on the inner part of the elbow. This strain can lead to tears in the ligament. Once torn, surgery is required to reattach the ligament, or oftentimes replace the ligament with similar materials from other parts of the body.
Dane Toman. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. I'm a medical redshirt junior here on the baseball team, and I pitch. This is my story about how I dealt with Tommy John surgery. Okay, so basically, I found out I tore my UCL in July 12th of 2023. I was doing velocity training to try to throw harder, and on my last throw of my velo program, my velocity dropped 7 miles an hour, and I felt a slight pop and discomfort in my elbow. Basically, I'd never felt that before, and I tried to throw through it for about a week and a half, and it just was not feeling the same. And so I scheduled an appointment with a doctor to get tests on my UCL, which I passed all the tests, physical tests to determine if I had torn my UCL. So they recommended that I go into take an MRI, and that took about a week after I had initially gone into the doctor. The MRI results came back the morning after I had done the MRI, and then it came back as a grade 3 strain, which is a complete tear of the UCL. Basically, that just meant that you had to get surgery no matter what. Otherwise, I probably would not be playing baseball again. So I think I had surgery August 2nd, and they did a complete reconstruction with a gracilis autograft, which means they took part of my hamstring and put it in my elbow to use that as my new. For the first week after surgery, I was in a hard cast, and I was restricted to a sling, so I could not move. I was on a bunch of painkillers like hydrocodone and oxy. That basically relieved the pain and helped me from not experiencing any more pain as a result of the surgery. After a week, I went straight into rehab and continued to do strengthening rehab and get full range of motion back for about 6 months after surgery, all the way up until at the point of January when I was able to throw again. Once I began to throw again, it took about 9 months until I was fully healthy to start throwing as hard as I could. This process has been pretty long. I'm currently in my 14th month of post-op, and I'm still dealing with some of the effects. Currently on extension, it does hurt still a little bit, but it's definitely taught me to not take the game of baseball for granted, and just go out there and have fun and play like every day could be your last. A couple of things that helped me get through rehab were just going to the gym pretty much every day and making sure I was getting good sleep and my eating habits were right. Essentially during rehab, your whole way of life is just flipped upside down. Basically what defined you as a person, or you think defined you as a person for the last 18 years of my life, was basically turned around, and I had to find different ways to kind of find it as a source of happiness, or just different ways to distract myself and have fun.
96. '87.